about 6 o'clock in the morning. I just got back from a little run. I'm about to start my miracle morning routine. I set up a little thing to train for a half marathon, and the goal for that is June 10th. So we'll see how that goes and see if I can kind of keep up with it. Oh man, I love cold showers, and I will keep telling myself that until that is true. So it's not that I don't like cold showers, it's that sometimes it's just hard to convince myself into them in the morning when I'm already cold, but then I feel great when I get out of the shower. So it's just like a tricky combo. Alright, so today I really just focused on learning HTML because as I was doing the crash course of HTML and CSS all put together, I really didn't have a good foundation on HTML. Always looking at my notes, I always had to reference everything. I just didn't understand it all the way. So I spent all of today going through an entire course based on just HTML, not specifically HTML5, but just the core of HTML. And then I'll probably do an HTML5 course tomorrow to kind of get that solid foundation. Why does the phone have to keep ringing? No bueno. But I have been learning a lot more, and I feel a lot more confident in HTML now that I've done it for an entire day, just really focusing on that alone. And the focus that I used today in learning HTML, the style of learning, it came from a book that I just read, which that kind of goes into today's book review, which is Simple Steps to a Photographic Memory by Stefan Cain. It was actually really interesting. There was one key point that was really good in that book, and he talked about how people have a pretty short attention span, like maximum of 20-25 minutes. And also when we're learning something, we tend to remember the first thing and the last thing, and the middle gets a little fuzzy. So to learn something the best, we really want to start and stop as many times as possible so that the first and last are so close together that the middle is almost non-existent. And so what it recommends is that you do segments of 20 to 25 minutes of studying, and then you take a break, and then you go back 20 to 25 minutes. So what I did today is I set a timer for 25 minutes, and I would learn code, I would write it all down, I'd take notes, I'd do whatever I could. Then when the timer went off for 25 minutes, I just stopped. I finished the line that I was on, and I just stopped. I was really tempted to just be like, oh, I'm just almost done with the section, but I just had to just stop where I was at, and I would just chill in my chair and listen to 2 songs. And then when I was done with the 2 songs, I went right back at it and set another 25-minute timer and did that. And I found that I learned the content a lot better. I wasn't as mentally burnt out, and I really felt like I had a handle on the HTML code. Also, just kind of throw this in there, when I would start each new section, I would review my notes really fast, because that helps a lot too. That was another thing that was in the book, is it talked about how when we want to move something from our short-term memory to our long-term memory, first we have to learn it and review it and everything, and then we wait an hour and then review the notes and kind of go back over it. And when we do that, it helps our brain to move it from short-term to long-term memory. I thought it was kind of funny because the last third of the book, the author basically just goes on this tangent about how bad stress and anxiety and free running emotions are, and he kind of talks about it, and then right at the end he's like, and these things are bad for developing a photographic memory because they get in the way. And I thought it was just kind of funny because he talks about this so long, and then he's like, Oh yeah, and that's how it relates to my book. Overall though, I would recommend the book. I thought it was pretty good, those 25-minute study increments, and I thought that was just gold. I loved doing that today. If you don't have the time to read the book, congratulations, because I just told you the main key point from it. One great thing about it though is if you do really want to try to develop this photographic memory, it has all these different mind games and things that you can do to try to build up different parts of your brain that most people don't use in a typical day-to-day environment. So the whole middle third of the book is dedicated to all these exercises you can do and how to implement them into your regular life so that you can continue to build up this photographic memory. Alright, so that's going to be it for today, and I will catch you tomorrow.